All right, part two of the story we started yesterday. So this one is about Kashei the who is basically Baba Yaga's arch nemesis. And if you've ever seen that movie where what's his name? Neo from Matrix. He has his dog killed and he's really upset about it, calls himself Baba Yaga. Anywho, so then you are familiar with the myth of Baba Yaga after all. You guys know that mics work from the side and not from the top. Just a fun little tidbit for you. So, speaking through that and picking up where we left off. So, this is one of the main myths of Ivan, the youngest brother, which is a classic trope, versus Kashei the Deathless. And this guy, if you know who Lord Voldemort is, exact same archetype. He is a guy who cannot die, who thinks he can cheat, who can game the system essentially, but in the process he ends up becoming less than human, which generally is the opposite of the goal all of us should be aiming for if that is something that we choose for ourselves. So let's hop back into where we left off yesterday, and let me just do one of these. Get some of that negative energy out of you while I have you here. 3 nice little scoops sent it out the window. With this, I return it back to the divine flow to be reborn again as something good. And so it is. Alright, so let's get back to storytelling. So at this point, we have 3 brothers. They're in a kingdom. Their dad is obviously the king of a kingdom far away. Their mom gets kidnapped. At this point, we don't really know who kidnapped her, but I can sly you a little secret. It was the Voldemort guy, and once again, his name is Kashei the Deathless. And I'm not sure if I've ever said that officially, but what I'll be doing on this page is retelling the classic Slavic and Asian based myths, and I'm extremely qualified for this just by the virtue of being born in Kyrgyzstan, which happens to be bordered right next to China, yet has an extremely large Russian population and obviously had Russian as its official native language. So once again, uniquely qualified, doing what I've always wanted to do since I was a kid, and you guys get to witness the journey. So back to the point. So this is one of the main myths that you ever really hear about Kashei Besmertny, or for our intents and purposes, Voldemort the Russian. And, well, let me just tell you the story, right? What am I doing? Anywho, kingdom far away, king, 3 brothers, everybody's super happy. Bada beam, bada boom, mother gets kidnapped, nobody knows where she's gone. The Voldemort guy did it, but nobody knows that yet, right? At this point, she's just simply disappeared. So then the oldest son goes to rescue her, gone completely. Middle son goes to rescue her, gone completely. And now it is time for the youngest son to actually leave the nest and try to go get her. And he asks for his dad's blessing. At first he hesitates, he tries to convince him not to go, but he, a young guy named Ivan, keeps very steady in his intent, and so his dad blesses his passage. So here's basically what happens next. So Ivan goes to pick a horse, right? And he's going around and he's seeing all of these cool and wonderful horses. But no matter whenever he likes a horse and he puts his hand on it to try to climb up and actually ride off into the sunset, the horse just drops dead, right? Just some kind of mystic bullshit is getting in his way, and Ivan doesn't really know what to do. He's extremely frustrated. He's walking down the street, and all of a sudden, some old woman, which, by the way, fun fact about Baba Yaga and Kashei the Deathless, is that sometimes they're depicted as homies, maybe even almost like an old married couple, or at the very least, good old friends. And sometimes they're actually depicted as arch nemesis. So a guy like Ivan will generally come to Baba Yaga with his beef with Kashei, and she will be so delighted. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. And she just loves nothing more than helping those guys and telling them exactly how to stick it to him. So that's pretty much what's happening here. So Ivan is pissed. He's trying to get a horse to actually leave the kingdom go on his mission that he's been so excited to go on. And all the horses keep dying. He just keeps on trying to climb up on a horse, and a horse keeps dying. So then he's walking down the street, he's still looking for a suitable horse, and this old woman pops up and she goes, "Hey, little boy," or I guess, "Hey, young man, where are you going? Why are you so sad?" And the literal line in the fairy tale, I kid you not, "Get out of my face, old woman. I'll put you on one hand, slap you with the other. It's gonna get wet around here." I just found that so delightful. Anywho, so then the old woman runs off, goes around the corner, right? And comes right back. And she's like, "Hey, Ivan, what's going on? Why so sad?" And he's like, "Well, why is she asking me? Maybe she can help." You have to pay attention to your messiahs, right? So he makes a lot nicer than the first time, and he says, "Well, Grandma, you won't believe it, but I just can't seem to find a horse, and I really need one." And the old woman goes, "Oh, you silly goose, see, you're struggling and won't even tell an old woman won't let me help. Come with me." And she brings him to a mountain, and she points at a spot, right? And she says, "Dig up this ground." So Ivan goes, "Sure, why not?" And he digs up the ground, and he sees a steel board with 12 locks, right? So I'm guessing that can be more translated almost like a manhole. He sees a steel manhole with 12 locks on it, and he tears off those 12 locks, right? And he just rips open, because he is, in this myth, strong bogatyr, which is a Russian word for, actually I'm not even sure that's an archetype in Western tales, but he's just a strong warrior archetype type of deal, right? So he rips off the 12 logs, he lifts up the heavy steel manhole cover, and behind it is an amazing horse. It is the horse fit for a man going on a mission. It is a hero's horse. And it seems like the horse was actually chained up, but because he heard Ivan coming, and because he knew that Ivan was not good enough, but he knew that for the kind of horse that he was, Ivan was the kind of rider he deserved. See, that horse was not settling for less than what he was worth. So maybe there's a lesson in there somewhere. Anywho, so because he heard Ivan coming, and he's like, "I know that's my guy," he already ripped off the 12 chains that were holding him tied and trapped in there. So Ivan takes the horse out, puts on his, what is the word for it? Gosh, the metal things. Gear that knights wear, those metal, you get the vibes, right? Metal gear that a hero wears to go to war. So he straps that on, he puts the he dresses the horse for the war as well. They both get dressed to go on this mission. Appropriately, prettily, probably in gold vibes, right? He puts on the saddle, and he gives the old woman some money and says, "Bless you, Granny. Thank you so much for helping." And he sits on a horse and he rides off into the sunset. So I'm doing the story one scene at a time, sort of like a play. So that's where we leave off today. I'm going to go back to editing, learn a little bit more. Hopefully, if you're watching this in succession, you'll notice that I'm getting slightly better every single day. And that's the goal. Check back in on me in a month, and I am going to be slaying these myths left, right, and center. Until then, check back in tomorrow if you'd like to know what happens next. And before you go, while I have you here, let me just scoop up any remaining negativity you may have had along the way. Let me get all of that out for you. All right. And once again, sending it out the window, leaving you cleared, completely balanced, and with nothing but the highest light of all, guiding, loving, and protecting you. And so it is. If you guys would like to say hello to my little puppy dog, give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull her up. Daisy, you wanna come jump on mommy? You come over here. You come up. You get up. Come here. Who comes here? Who wants to come say hi to mommy? Oh, papa, look up. God. Look at what mommy got.
Mommy's got something. You come over here.
You ask me, why don't you just pick up your dog? Well, she weighs about as much as a very skinny woman. Both of them. Neither of them wants to get up and be shown, so I'm guessing it's just not meant to be. I'll try one more time.
You let me show you. Come on. Oh, big babushka. Yes. I love you too, Lumbalun. I love you too. No, boy. Oh, boy. You come over here. Up, up, up. Show me your pusky. Push your paws. Push your paws. Push your... Oh, yes. That's right. Oh, boy. Push my good. Gentle. Guys, good job. You did it. Stop it. Stop. Daisy.
With this, I'm going to go. Editing will take another 4 hours, so see you on the other side.